Well, hello there, it's Beards and Bangers, and welcome to another episode where we do quite a few firsts on the channel. So today we're going to be reviewing a car, which you can obviously see what we're reviewing in the title, but for me it's the first review of an EV, it's the first review of a brand new car, but it's what's really exciting is we're going to get out and drive MGs, really the first substantial MG since the MGB. Possibly the MGF, arguably that was a Rover, but it's really good to be able to get out here today and look at the spiritual successor to the MGB. So many of you will know the story of how the MG brand became part of the SAIC group. Obviously, Rover was a long-established car builder, founded in 1904, and ultimately BMW sold it to a company called the Felix Consortium back in 2000. It became the MG Rover Group. It was mismanaged, let's be brutally honest about it, and so the MG brand was bought in the late 2000s by SAIC, who'd actually acquired the brand through the Nanjing Automobile Corporation, so both Chinese companies. And of course many of you will be familiar with some of the modern MG brands, the MG3, the MG6 going back to the sort of early 2010s, MG3, MG5, MG6, the HS, GS, ZS, the new ZS, not the old ZS. So, but in 2020, this car was sketched as a concept, and in 2021 one was actually built, admittedly in a slightly different configuration to the one we're going to actually look at, the finished example. The car was shown at the debuted at the 2021 Shanghai Auto Show, and then in 2023 it was launched in Britain. So you may remember the car was wrapped in sort of black and white paper. It was at the British Motor Museum in Gaydon, and then MG Centenary in 2023, blazing hot day at Silverstone in the pit lane. The Cyberster in this exact colour was actually revealed to the public, and I was able to get some footage of it. I'll put a link to the video up there so you can have a look. So what is it about the Cyberster? Well, we'll grab the camera and have a look round the outside, the inside, and then what I'm really excited about is taking it for a drive in a sec. So I was just debating whether to drop the doors down, but I just think the electrically operated gull-wing doors are quite something, and I'll show you when I get in the car in a sec. I'll show you how they operate. It's quite cool. This is a seriously well-designed car. It's got lovely lines. It's you know, I had quite a negative opinion of MG Motor coming into today, but just having spent some time with the car and the owner Julia, who's Aylesbury area person who I know through sort of car shows and stuff, it's actually changed. On a sixpence, it's changed my opinion. It's got some quirky bits, but it's really well engineered. We've got this lovely line sort of sweeping up. So you've got a lovely design front bumper, and then it just all blends into one. And then we've got the famous sort of Union Jack nod with the rear lights, which are actually, if we look at it, two arrows. You've got a reversing camera, you've got a button here that operates the boot. You've actually got a really good boot space. So it goes back, you can probably see it goes back quite far, and even when with the hood down, so the hood is down, it's not impinging. So it's a well thought out layout. It really is. Electric charging port there, so I am learning a bit on the go here because that's my first experience of an EV, full stop, to be honest. Yeah, massive tyres, massive brakes. This red is particularly nice. It's almost, it's got a real nice metallic sheen to it. Really, really attractive. Things have changed since the concept, so the doors I think were just standard doors, and door handles were different as well, and it also the concept and the prototype had pop-up headlights, but we've now got these rather beautifully angled headlights, which really do give the car quite a mean looking face. It's a good looking beast, that's for sure. If we jump in, I'll show you. So we've got, if we want to shut our doors outside the car, we've got 2 buttons here, but if we hop in, I have to be quite careful because Julia's a little bit shorter than I am. We've got some buttons down here, so we just push our buttons and our doors come down like so. I'm actually moving first, so what it does is it moves you further forward. So I'm now completely cosseted in the car, so I'm just going to get myself adjusted into a driving position, and then we'll continue with looking at the interior. So that's our doors. So just managed to get myself unfolded. So we've got our seat controls there. We've got memory, got 2 memory functions as well. So that's good. Hopefully Julia can get it back in her driving position pretty quickly afterwards. Window controls, mirror controls, power fold mirrors. I know some of you love power fold mirrors, so we'll just show that. And then we've got a kind of swept 3 screens. So we've got our kind of driving information in the centre, we've got our energy and battery data here, and we've got our kind of screen here. Now the one thing, I'm going to put my foot on the brake and select reverse. I think I'm selecting reverse. I can't select reverse because Julia's got the key, but that's okay, we'll do that in a sec. But the reversing camera apparently is here, which is probably because it's just been switched from left-hand drive to right-hand drive without reconfiguring this screen. So that's what we believe is the case. Obviously, in China, they're left-hand drive cars. We have got a very sporty steering wheel. So we've got energy recovery, we've got steering modes here. There's 3 modes. So you've got comfort, sport and super sport. I've just had it demonstrated to me. Comfort's quick enough, sport is quick, super sport you are thrown back in your seat, but loads of functions on the steering wheel. It's beautiful oxblood leather as well. I call it oxblood, I probably got the colour wrong, but that's the kind of nearest colour I can think of. We've got our various controls here. So we've got our heater, screen demist, hazard warning on here. So very typical of cars of the period. We've got our gear selector down here, and then we've got another kind of screen showing us what's going on with our air conditioning down here. So it's pretty sensibly laid out. So the only kind of feedback that the owner of the car has given me is that the reversing camera screen being there rather than in the kind of usual place is, you know, it may be a bit off-putting. Also, it's showing the right-hand side of the vehicle, not the centre, so it's a little bit off-putting perhaps. We've got a centre cubby with USB A and C. We've got cup holders, which I like the action on that. So there's our cup holders. So they're pretty. I don't know how to get them back up, but we'll worry about that. I'm sure it'll pop back up at some point. And then our seats, we've got sort of Alcantara with leather, and we've got the matching door cards as well. Bose speakers all round, so it's really well appointed. We've got our hood folding here. We're going to keep the hood down because it's such a nice day, and let's have the hood down. Let's get some vitamin D while we can. And of course, as I showed you a moment ago, we've got our door buttons here. So that is the outside and the inside of the car. I am now very excited to actually take it out for a drive. Right, so I'm now set up to drive. I've got to do the door again, because the doors I'm just absolutely taken with. Little things please little minds. That's probably what it's about. So I think we're good to go. I've got Julia next to me. You might just see a little bit of her face, but just in case I can't, I don't know what I'm looking. Obviously I know forward, reverse, and I know how to steer and brake. But if I put my foot on the brake and press drive, I think I am in drive. So my first go in an electric vehicle. Would you believe that? So we're going to have a little drive around. We're at Westcott Venture Park. I just thought it's a really good place for an EV novice to come, because it's obviously a private estate, and luckily the gatehouse people I know, so they let me in. So now the one thing with these they have got, they do bleep a lot, so it's warning you for everything. I don't know why it was bleeping then. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I got some haptic feedback through the steering wheel as well. But yeah, if you come to a junction, it bleeps at you just to warning to me. I don't know why I'm going more than the speed limit, but we're on a private estate, so it's not enforceable. Now, I've completely lost my train of thought because I'm quite excited about driving it, but we'll get back onto this straight and just give you some more impressions. Steering wheel is lovely. It's got a really lovely feel in the hand. Now I'm going to floor it. Yeah. So we're up at 70. I'm just in comfort mode. I've not done anything special. We're now getting lots of bleeps, of course, because I'm going a smidge faster than I should. But that is, yeah, lovely. Now, the one before I lost my train of thought, what I was going to say is that it has got a kind of fake engine sound. So if you'd been asleep for 20 years and you'd been just chucked into this car and told, yeah, you're in a BMW Z4, you wouldn't know, because you've got an engine note. And if hopefully the microphone will pick it up. If I put my foot down, you get a bit of a growl from the engine. So a quick pause there, just seen Adrian, so we just had a quick chat with him. On the move, as it happens. Let me get out again and we'll just give it a bit more, because this car handles seriously well. I'm still not in super sport mode, but I'm going into a corner. We'll get the camera front facing, but it just grips the road so well. Obviously it's very unhappy because this car has civic duty and it just bleeps whenever you're doing something slightly wrong. So I'll be honest, I was skeptical coming into today, and we're gonna get it on the straight and open it up again, and then we'll get the camera facing forward so you can. I'm not mounting the camera on the outside of the car today because Julie's just spent good money having the car ceramic coated, and I don't want the suction on these mounts is pretty good. I don't want any residue. You always get a slight ring when you put a suction mount on the outside of a car, and I'm not doing it to a brand new MG Cyberster. Right, so we're now in Super Sports. That's the red. Remember earlier in the video, that's the red button on the steering wheel. We'll let this. Oh no, they're not. They're coming towards us. So I'm going to go back up towards Westcott Gatehouse and. In Super Sport and open her up again. So we'll just tickle up here. Don't know why I'm using the indicators because there's no one around. So we'll just brake in. I'm clear so I can cut the corner. So I'm up at 85 really easily. I've got 500 brake horsepower on tap and it's in four-wheel drive mode as well. So because this is the GT, it's the highest spec one, you've got 500 brake horsepower, four-wheel drive. When you're in comfort mode, it goes back into two-wheel drive. But there are lower powered models available. So there's a lower powered four-wheel drive, and there's also roughly a 300 brake kind of entry-level model. And you're talking starting at 50k, probably just north of 60,000 for a model like this. So they're, you know, for a car that has got absolute thrills, massive acceleration, and handles like an absolute dream. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a decent little sports car. So we'll grab the camera. I'll do a bit of conclusion. Before we do that, I'm just gonna have a few sights of Julia driving up and down in it, just so we can get some exterior appreciation. And yeah, then we'll just wrap this video up. So we'll just get Julia to drive past just so you can get an external appreciation. But just to say, it's quite an F-type looking car, which an F-type is one of my favourite modern cars. So we'll just let her do another pass back here. Yeah, so that fake engine sound is really only noticeable in the car. Just all you can literally hear when the car's kind of cruising right past is tyre noise. So it's that typical kind of silent assassin thing you get with electric cars. So we'll get the car back and then we'll wrap up this video. So I will be genuinely honest. When Julia offered me the car to make this video, I was sceptical. And I'll be quite frank, I was ready to pan the car. I was ready to absolutely go, do you know what? You know, government should have saved MG back in 2005. Chinese should never have bought it. Blah, all the usual things we rant and rave about MG. The cynic has been converted. I have thoroughly enjoyed driving this car. 500 brake, equivalent of, okay, you've only got a top speed 125 miles an hour, but where can you go above 80 safely in the UK these days? You don't need 150, 200 miles an hour car. It's, you know, if you're just a normal person, you don't need it. Will these cars stand the test of time? I don't know. Will we see these cars, you know, at our MG car shows in 20, 30 years time? I don't know. Somehow, I doubt it. But for now, in the moment, the Cyberster is one hell of a machine. I've really enjoyed driving it. As I say, I was quite sceptical. I genuinely come away at the end of this video slightly converted. And one thing I'm going to have to do is not go anywhere near the MG Motor UK website. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more content like this. Give us a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and don't forget to share with your friends. And I'll see you again very soon on the next episode of Beards and Bangers. Goodbye.